Okay. Is everyone ready to get started? Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. It's an important day for the Hilton San Francisco Union Square and our team members from Local 2. Before we get started, I'd like to bring the mayor up to talk about, the importance of this contract to these hotel members. Let me emphasize that, the team and to the city of San Francisco. It's a very positive day. So, Mayor, come on up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Well, first of all, I want to thank all of the workforces standing behind me, the men and women who make this hotel such a success for our city. Of course, I'd like to thank Michael Dunn for his leadership and Mike Casey from Unite Local 2. Last time I was in the same room with Mike Casey, we were announcing the Warriors deal, where a lot of good permanent union-paying jobs has been agreed to, and we look forward to that project as well. But today is about our #1 industry in San Francisco, which is tourism, and about the leadership of Hilton Hotel and their conclusion of several months of negotiations with the labor union to come to an agreement that extends for the next 5, perhaps 5.5 years of agreeing to a labor contract for all of the 750 union members working in this hotel. You know, San Francisco is incredible. I just came back from the international sister cities of Cork, Ireland, and Paris, France, and they marvel at how we have done things here in our great city and to keep it going and to remake it. But they also have a sense that anytime their members come over here, they're experiencing a huge amount of warmth from people who serve them day in and day out. And I know that the quality of our hotels is one of the mainstays of why we're such a really successful tourist center for all over the world, not just in San Francisco, not just in California, but all over the world. And so these workers who have, in past years, probably didn't have such smooth negotiations in the past, and we were reminded of that through some couple of decades where everybody struggled. But it's quite apropos that during my administration, where I've stressed the importance of collaboration, of talking to people, of making sure we understand their needs and necessities early on and work them into our agreements so that these workers not only are going to have great wages, they're going to have health benefits, they're going to have a pension that they can rely on for years and years to come. And when you have hotel workers, working class people who can take care of their families, who can take care of themselves, and have stability in their workplace, it contributes greatly to the quality of service for the whole city. And it affects other industries as well. And I know that, being a mayor of this city now for 2 years, I know the repercussions that this agreement has with other hotels, but with other industries that want to be successful in the city. You got to treat your workers with the highest quality that they deserve. And when they're happy, we're all happy, and I'm happy. And that's the goal of being in San Francisco, is that you got to have a happy workforce. You got to have them looking that they don't have doubt they can take care of their families and themselves for years to come. And they, in turn, take care of visitors, thousands of them. In fact, this hotel is one of the largest, if not the largest hotel in San Francisco, 1,900 rooms. And we're going to use them up as much as we can when we're inviting organizations like the Warriors to come, or the America's Cup to be here, or the Super Bowl bid that we're putting together. This is going to be one of the center hotels, and I will be the first one to say that I am very proud of this workforce, of what you've done today for taking care not only of yourselves, your family, but kind of registering that you're willing to take care of the city by leading the example here. And certainly my kudos to Mr. Casey and Mr. Dunn for their agreement. So I'm here today as much more of a cheerleader, but also to place in perspective how important it is that we do find our way forward in agreements, particularly significant agreements like this labor agreement between the hotel workers and the hotels themselves. This is an incredible part of our economy, but also an incredible part of who we are as a city. the hotels really are the first things that a lot of visitors get a sense of, and whether or not they feel the warmth of the city expressed in the very people that serve them every day. And I certainly get that when I've gone to these other hotels, world-class hotels. You find out people are just saying, how are you doing? They're working with a smile because they got confidence that they're taking care of themselves as well. So congratulations, everybody. Congratulations to the city of San Francisco, too.
Mike, I'm going to introduce you, and then we'll have a few of the team members. You want to speak on the issue? Well, I'd just like to say on behalf of the mayor and Local 2 and our team members, this deal is good for the city of San Francisco. It takes care of our team members, it takes care of our guests, but the mayor touched on, the city, the warriors, but what's going on, the building, the construction, the new companies that are coming to the city. Our goal is to welcome them. And if we have labor peace, we have a positive contract for our team members, they will feel comfortable coming in time and time again. And if anyone hasn't seen the cranes that are going up around the city, that is construction, that's welcoming new business to the city, and we want to welcome them as well. The Hilton San Francisco Union Square really wants to be a partner with the city and with Local 2. So, Mike, the microphone.
So I'm Mike Casey, president of Unite Here Local 2. First of all, Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for the leadership you're showing on not just creating and bringing good jobs or new jobs to San Francisco, but making sure that those jobs are good jobs, quality jobs where workers can retire in dignity, they can provide health care for their families, and they have a living wage that they can survive on. And Mr. Mayor, you've been showing that leadership since you've been appointed and then elected as mayor, and we want to encourage you and support you every way we can in advancing those principles. Thanks very much. And then to the Hilton, Michael Dunn and the leadership team of the Hilton Corporation, who took a chance here. They took quite a risk while the rest of the industry was actually preparing for a major war with our union over the course of the next, what would have been probably next year or two. The Hilton Corporation 6 months ago said, maybe there's a way that we can avoid the drama and turmoil that is brought to this city all too frequently because of concessionary bargaining that some employers try to impose on the union. And so after several months, we have reached an early agreement. Our contract doesn't expire until August of 2013. And so the Hilton and our union actually reached an agreement, Michael. I think what this shows is a commitment to go the high road. All too often there are hotel employers in this city that want to go the low road. Le Meridian, which is the HEI Corporation, and the Hyatt Corporation have been, notorious for the way in which they treat employees and the way in which they believe the best way to squeeze workers and get the most out of them. Michael Dunn and the Hilton Corporation have shown there's another way, there's a better way, there's a way of guaranteeing great customer service and providing for the workers that provide that customer service. This contract does three things. Number one, it addresses health addresses food and beverage issues that are going to continue to be, an issue in this and every other hotel where costs are escalating, and we need to figure out how to get some of those costs under control and make sure that those restaurants are successful. And we're going to have joint labor management committees that does that. Number two, this agreement strengthens and secures our job security provisions in the contract. What it does is strengthens the language called successorship, which guarantees that workers keep their contract and their jobs in the event of a sale or transfer of the hotel. And number three, and probably most importantly, what it does is provides within the term of the contract in each of the next 5 years, the right for the union and the hotel to make sure that workers are going to get fully paid health care, pensions, fair wages. The way that that will come about is we've negotiated $6.92 over the term of the contract. It averages about 4% each year of the agreement. The way that the agreement operates is The union will convene meetings with our rank-and-file leadership each year, and prior to July 14th of each year, the leadership, after following up on meetings with our members, will determine how much money is going to be appropriated for health care, how much money will be appropriated to other benefits, how much money will be appropriated for pension, and how much money will be appropriated or allocated for wages. So this contract secures all those things, but above all else, what it does is it allows our union in 6 cities, Toronto, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, Hawaii, and San Francisco. It gives those 6 cities where we have labor peace. This is a 6-city coordinated effort where we have actually negotiated together in those 6 cities with the Hilton Corporation for a 5-year agreement that will allow our union in all those cities and elsewhere to focus on organizing the unorganized. There are tens of thousands of workers in Northern California who do the very same work that the men and women up here do day in and day out. Unfortunately, those workers don't have health care for their families. Those workers don't have a pension or any retirement security, and their wages are often at minimum wage or just above it. What this does is allows us to focus our effort and our energy and our resources in organizing those non-union workers throughout Northern California to give them the kind of voice that workers in union properties have. That's the main underlying reason why Local 2 has embraced this effort, and I want to congratulate the rank and file of the Hilton to take that leadership to do that. 99% of the workers in this hotel voted to ratify that contract, and we're quite pleased with it. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for being here. What I want to do is introduce Amy Wan, who is a room cleaner here. She's one of the leaders of the hotel. Jacob Awoke is going to speak. He's a doorman. And Guadalupe Chavez, who is a room cleaner and a member of our executive board.
Hello, my name is Amy Wan. I have worked as a housekeeper at the Hilton for almost 14 years. My coworker and I are very happy with the new contract. Health insurance is the most important part of the contract for all of us. Through this contract, we can keep our family health care. Now that we Hilton workers have a great contract, we are going to stand with the other hotel workers in San Francisco to make sure the union is strong. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Jacob. I'm a doorman for the last 22 years. Thank you for all coming for this great event. Thank you, Mike, for putting this contract, finish it earlier than we thought. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Like you know, our core issue is healthcare. So now the healthcare being taken care of with other benefits, so we can have our time to organize our members, which can make us stronger than any, without any problem. Thank you. We're really happy. We're great. It's very important. Now we're going to stand the same idea, which is our guests to improve our service. We have no problem over this. Thank you for all coming here.
Hi, my name is Guadalupe Chavez, and I'm working here for 32 years. And as a worker and leader of the Local 2, we've passed a lot of struggles, many longer struggles, you know, to have a good contract. That's the reason to have the standard for another hotels. That's the reason right now, today, I am happy to have a good contract. And with our contract and benefits, security, wage and security, we can afford our vision. We have a vision, and we can organize another non-union hotels. This is going to be the number one, because they have the same right to have the same benefit and right that we have. Thank you very much to be here, and thank you, Michael, Dan. We appreciate, and thank you, Mike Casey. We love everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Casey.
Well, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming today, especially the team members for taking time off, and some of you coming in on your day off. So we truly appreciate it. But we're going to open it up for questions. So if anyone has any questions, Mike, myself.
Could you talk a little bit about the Me Too's coming up?
Yeah, we are in the process of talking to other hotel companies right now. We've already initiated some talks with the Fairmont Corporation, and we're optimistic about that. We're also going to be reaching out very soon to the Starwood Corporation, which has 4 hotels here in San Francisco, and Marriott, which also has 4. So as we go along, we'll be reaching out to other companies, but we'll probably be starting with Marriott, Fairmont, Starwood, and then move on to Intercontinental and the other corporations that have large presence here in San Francisco. This is the pattern that has been set, and we are hopeful that everybody will see what the Hilton saw, which it makes good sense to get a deal done without, struggle that we've had. Over the course of between the years 2004 and 2011, during that 7-year span, the members of Local 2 were engaged in constant struggle for 4 of those 7 years. During that time, we had strikes, lockouts, boycotts, and the industry was in quite a turmoil, right? So out of, it's quite a turnaround when you look at during that 7-year period, we had fights with almost every hotel company in this city for 4 of those 7 years. And in 2011, when we settled, that started to set a different pattern. The Hilton showed leadership again at that time, and we're still mopping up those other 2009 contracts from the 2011 settlement, but there's only a handful of those left. This will start us on the next phase.
Yeah. So 2011 we were here, and 2013. I thought it seemed familiar.
Yes.
Okay. Questions?
How unique is this compensation package where you give the 4% and have the workers decide where it goes?
Is it, you want to ask?
Yeah, we have several unions that's the way it works at this point. So it's not unique, so to say. It's something different that we've done, I think, over the last 10 years with our contract between the hotels and Unite here in the city. But other unions that work in this building and in the city, that's a pretty common practice.
In our union, we haven't used it very often. We've only used it with a handful of employers in San Francisco, but kind of industry-wide city agreements, we have not done this, except maybe if you go back 15, 20 years ago, there might have been a handful. The reason that it's so critical right now is because of the uncertain nature of what's going to happen with health care. With the Affordable Care Act coming in next year, and the exchanges, which will provide that health care for millions of Californians who don't have health care right now, it's expected that the health care industry is going to be changing quite a bit. And we're not sure exactly. It's very impossible to predict exactly what that's going to do. And so if you poll our members, the #1 issue for our members is fully paid health care for workers, their families, and retirees. And what this does is allows us to put that as the #1 issue in our considerations, in our discussions over the course of each year. And our members will make those determinations as to what the priorities are and whether or not more money should be allocated to health care than wages, or more money allocated to pension than health care, or wages come first. That's going to be their decision.
Can you talk about the successorship language?
Yeah, the successorship language does two things. It improves our security when a hotel sells or transfers with relation to subcontracting. New owner can't come in and suddenly subcontract, which we've got huge problems with in other cities outside of California, although increasingly it's happening in California too. I mean, the Hyatt Corporation is the champion of this. They subcontract out workers. They threw, like in Boston, 100 workers out on the street and replaced them with temporary workers at minimum wage. So this is a problem that we sometimes see some hotel companies doing when a company changes hands. So A, it protects us against that in the event of a sale, and B, it strengthens our language with regard to bankruptcies. And in the event that a company is heading toward bankruptcy, what it does is it suspends the no strike clause so that we, in the middle of the contract, if we need to fight a company or a hotel and actually strike in the middle of the contract to protect our jobs, we have the ability to do that, the no strike clause notwithstanding.
Okay, if there are no other questions, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, and we look forward to the next 5 years, Mike.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Mike, how are you?